Yo guys, it's the Square Blur. Today is the 7th of August and that means Moltres is going to go very soon, and Zapdos, my boy, my Team Instinct represent, is finally coming to Legendary Raids. Now before I tell you guys what are the best counters to use against Zapdos, let me just tell you that Zapdos is going to be actually quite tricky to beat because of its combination of being electric and flying type at the same time. So it's going to be definitely harder to beat than Moltres was. Probably along the same level as Articuno, maybe tougher. Now if you do get your hands on a Zapdos, remember to keep them because Zapdos, among the 3 legendary Generation 1 birds, it's the best bird. It has the highest attack stats and it's the best electric type attacker in the game. Until now the best electric type attacker was Jolteon, but that was a glass cannon because its HP was very low, a couple of hits and it was out. But Zapdos is gonna stay in battles much longer. So electric types have very little counters in Pokemon Go. The only main and most effective counter is going to be ground type, but using ground type Pokemon is not recommended because ground types are not going to deal a lot of damage to Zapdos' flying abilities. So try not to use ground type Pokemon, but if you absolutely have to, then your best ground type options will be Rhydon with Mud Slap and Earthquake, or Golem with Mud Shot or Mud Slap and Earthquake. So if we cannot deal a lot of damage to Zapdos' electric type, then we have to focus on its weaknesses for its flying type. So flying type has a few weaknesses. One of them is rock type, and rock type, the Pokemon that have been using all this time for Moltres, Lugia and Articuno, your Golems and your Tyrantars with Golem with Rock Throw Stone-Edge, Tyranitar with Bite and Stone-Edge are your absolute #1 choices to use against Zapdos. If you have a Rhydon, you can also use Mud Slap with Stone Edge instead of the previous Rhydon moveset that I mentioned earlier. Flying type is also weak to electric and ice types, but electric types are not going to deal a lot of damage because Zapdos is electric itself, which means it's going to cancel out on each other just like the ground types. So don't use electric types, it's not going to be useful at all. So you have to focus on using your ice type Pokemon. And your 4 best choices are going to be Piloswine, Jynx, Lapras, and Articuno. Now among these 4 Pokemon, disclaimer alert, don't use Articuno and Lapras because Articuno is part flying type. It's going to take a lot of damage from Zapdos' electric moves. Also, Articuno has very low attack stats, so it's not going to deal a lot of damage before it eventually faints. For Lapras, although it is a tanky Pokemon, Lapras is half water type and is going to take a lot of damage from Zapdos' electric type moves as well. So Lapras and Articuno maybe not your best choices. Jynx is also kind of here, kind of not there, but Jynx has the best ice type move in the game. So Jynx with Frost Breath and Avalanche is your #1 choice if you have to use that, but Jynx is going to faint very quickly. So if you are raiding with a very small group of people, try not to use Jynx as much as possible because you're going to faint very quickly. Your best ice type attacker would then be Piloswine because Piloswine is half ground type, which means it's going to resist Zapdos' electric type moves. Piloswine has Ice Shard plus Avalanche and Stone Edge. All of these moves are super effective against Zapdos. So Piloswine is definitely your #1 ice type attacker choice to use. Also, Piloswine has a very high HP, which means it's going to be tanky and is going to survive much longer in battles. Finally, if you don't have any of these Pokemon that I've mentioned so far, or if you have them but not in enough abundance, then you would want to focus on your highest DPS Pokemon, and that is going to be Dragonite with Dragon Breath and Outrage, and Exeggutor with Bullet Seed or Extra Sensory and Solar Beam. Now these attackers are very good, they have a lot of damage output, so definitely try to use them if you don't have any of the other options that I mentioned earlier. Now I know Exeggutor is a grass type and it's going to be weak to flying type, but Zapdos doesn't have any flying type moves, it only has electric type moves, so it's not going to take a lot of damage. Plus, Dragonite's flying type ability can be weak to Zapdos' electric moves, but then again, Dragonite is dragon type and is effective against electric types, so it's kind of useful. Dragonite, and in any case, is a very high DPS Pokemon. It's definitely recommended to use if you do not have any of the earlier mentioned Pokemon. So that's kind of really it. You don't have many choices to choose from to go up against Zapdos. It's gonna be trickier, like I said. It's gonna be harder to take down than Moltres was or Articuno was, probably along the same lines as Lugia. Lugia is also hard to beat, and Zapdos, I'm pretty sure, is going to be hard to beat as well. Finally, I'd like to end off with telling you guys about my schedule for the next couple of weeks. It's going to be a little bit wonky. I'm not going to be posting a whole lot because I'm actually going to NTU to study, and I'm going to be staying on the NTU campus as well. And school starts very soon for me. It's going to be very busy couple of weeks for me, so videos will not be uploaded regularly. If you guys want anything specific, let me know. I will try to get those videos out. I can do lots of tips videos, something to improve your gameplay experience as much as possible. If you've stayed until the end, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Remember to subscribe, share this video with your friends and family, and as you guys can see, it's starting to rain, so I will head out of this before my camera gets wet. I will see you guys in the next one.